Going on a moto adventure? Yeah, well, don't overthink it, because if you do, you're going to pack way too much stuff. Coming up next on the Radio 690 ADV.
KTM North Texas is your headquarters for everything KTM and your one-stop shop. Hey guys, Joe here, 690 ADV. Are you looking for a new KTM bike? Yeah, they got them. They got adventures, enduros, dirt, racing, street. Parts and service? Yeah, they got it. KTM North Texas is one of the largest aftermarket parts suppliers and repair shops in the state of Texas. Yeah, Texas. They don't just service KTM. They service most every major brand out there. If you're needing a fix or just getting race ready, you needing some new gear? Yeah, KTM North Texas, they got it. From helmets to jackets, pants, boots, goggles, tires, rims, new plastics, and so much more. So if you want great deals and to be treated just like family, don't wait. Call 817-275-2228 or text 682-465-6637. Or you can just email Bert directly at bert@slmracing.com. Don't forget, tell him 690 ADV sent you. That way you get your discount.
Hey guys, Joe here, back. Radio 690 ADV. Just got back from a little 3-day adventure. Remember, adventures don't have to be super long or you have to get out and travel half this country. You can just do it in your own backyard. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Anyway, adventure traveling, don't overthink it. Let me tell you why I am telling you to not overthink it. And the reason being is because I just got back and I just on just a 3-day trip realized that I've been doing it a long time. And even to this day, I still overthink things. I think I've got to use it. I think I've got to have it. I think. And you just don't. So what I did on this trip, and I was out with East Texas ADV. I'm sure you heard the podcast. We did it from one of our campsites, and going out with a buddy of mine. Like I said, Jeff at East Texas ADV. It's just one of those things, and God, it's so frustrating. I'm just going to kind of spitball this out of my brain, and I don't know if this happens to you. I'm sure there's going to be people out there that are, it just blows my mind, all of the Facebook people out there that just, oh my God, there's so many critics. It just drives me nuts. But anyway, I know I'm going to run across some people that are just going to sit there and just have their just god-awful opinion about any of this stuff. But anyway, does it happen to you that before you go on a trip, now this was just a 3-day trip, and I know that some, I've done, 3, 5, 7, 12, 14-day trips, and some guys go out and just get totally into it and do way more than that. But do you have the same problem that you go and you put together your gear, you lay it out, you get it itemized, and you're like, okay, I need this for this reason, I need this for this reason, I need this for this reason, and only to find out that when you get out in it, you never use it, because it's the one scenario that you're like, I'll probably will use it this trip, but you take it on multiple trips and yet you've still not used it, or used multiple items. So if you have this, what is it that you take that you just never use? I'm going to give you an instance of mine, and I have some things just because I just think it needs to be, because, I don't want to be caught without it, and some stuff just makes total sense, like electrical tape, duct tape, Loctite, my tools, in case I got to take off a fender or whatever, just if I have to do just some work, I have something that I can tear down my KTM with. Maybe some JB Weld or JB Quick, just the basic stuff. But here's some of the things that I've noticed on this trip that I've taken on just entirely too many trips, and I'm going to rethink of what I do. And I'd be interested to hear what you have to say and what you do. But, like I take all these extra power cables and they're all the same, like, but they're different sizes, you know, some are 3 inches, some are 6 inches, some are 8 inches. Charging cables is what I'm saying. And all this extra stuff, like GoPro stuff, like all these extra adapters, you know, and I take, what else do I take that I saw on the trip this time that I just didn't use? Extra bags, dry bags. It didn't really rain. I mean, we got a little bit of a storm that came through, but we got drizzle out of it. But all these things it's just the just in caser. And, you know, I don't have like a perfect rule of thumb of what you should or should not do. And I need to work on that to try to publish something to help, you know, new riders or new adventure riders, or just getting into adventure riders. Just because you've been doing it for 2 or 3 years really doesn't mean squat. I've been doing it for over 10 years and I still run into whatever. I don't think there's truly a perfect scenario to pack all your stuff. Now, I'm sure there's somebody out there that'll listen to this and get to this point and say, oh man, well, you just blah, blah, blah. You just don't know what you're doing. I get it. With Google and Facebook, I mean, there can be no wrong. So, but the things add up, you know, and especially when you're on a KTM 690 or a DR 650 or a CRF 250, you know, the somewhat lighter motorcycles to do your venture traveling, man, you know, gear gets big real fast. You know, I took 2 hammocks. That was another thing. I took 2 hammocks. I took one that I actually sleep in. It's the Hammock. I'm got a review coming up on that. It's like it's a hammock tent. God, I've never slept so good. The thing is fantastic. But I took another hammock as well, just so that I could just hammock in, you know, extra straps, carabiners, and I just, you know, overthinking things. I don't know if there's a way. And like I said, I have many thousands of adventure miles and adventure camping that, you know, no matter how much you do it, you can always find a scenario in your brain of why you could take something. And I don't know if there's guys out there that, you know what I mean, just because it happens to me doesn't mean it happens to you. So what do you do that maybe I could piggyback off of your brain and eliminate or have a better thought process before I finalize my pack? Because I have basically a standard pack, and then I do a pre-pack, and then I do a finalized pack. I don't ever just grab a bunch of stuff, throw it in a bag, and just go. I know there's professionals out there that are just amazing, and it just happens. But I just know that there are guys that truly adventure ride, just don't grab stuff and throw it in a sack and take off. Especially if they're actually really going to go do it and get in on it or get in it. Anyway, so really this is kind of this podcast and, you know, podcast on YouTube that we're syndicating it to. Just information. What do you do? I would like to hear your thoughts on it. Do you overthink, or does it happen to you quite a bit? Because it happens to me quite a bit. And I mean, I'm pretty good. I mean, I get it within 80%, you know, almost. I say it's 80% for me. What is your percentage of getting it right? I've never nailed it. I have never nailed it. I've always come back and said, I've never used that. I'm going to leave it next year, yet only to take it the next year. So what is it, or what items that you just cannot talk yourself out of, you know, when you go on your trips? And it may help me out too, because I mean, I'm always looking for good information and good stuff like that to help me better my packing and better my stuff like that. Because like I said, knowledge is king, and having help from other riders is fantastic. Just because I've been riding a really long time and doing stuff like that doesn't mean that I can't pick up something fantastic from somebody else. And the same goes for you. And if you're that guy that knows everything, then you shouldn't even have made it to the first 5 seconds of this. You shouldn't watch any videos. You shouldn't listen to anybody. You've got it all figured out and you should already move on. But down below, put it in the comments. Tell me what you think. And tell me the things that you overthink and that you take on your trips more than one time, but yet you still just don't use it. Anyway, like I said, I do it. I've been doing it for a long time. And if you need anything, don't forget, hit me up, 690adv@gmail.com. We'll hook you up. We'll basically do the best we can to answer any questions that you have. I'm busy. I've got a bunch of stuff going on, but I do my best to try to help out as much as I can, because that's what this is all about. Without you, this doesn't exist. Anyway, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping in. And don't forget, down below, put a comment and tell me what your item or items that you just always talk yourself into taking, because I overthink it all the time and I always take those items. And I didn't even list everything that I do, but I'm just listing a few things that I do. And it's so funny because when you're on that trip, you got two options: lug it back home or throw it in the trash. What is it that you do? I appreciate you. You guys have a great Sunday. Thank you so much. Enjoy your NFL football if you're into football or whatever it is you do. I'm Joe, Radio 690 AV. 690 out.